Becoming a social worker is my main career path right now. As a social worker, I look forward to making a difference in people's lives and seeing that change happen in real time. In the video called Why Study Social Work, narrated by Hank Green, he explains that social work is a field focused on improving people's lives and strengthening communities. It's all about understanding the individuals and their environments to help them overcome challenges and function at their best. One quote that stood out to me was when Hank said, "Social work focuses on helping others function as best as they can in their environment, and social workers have done rigorous training in order to put their strong desires to help people and communities into action." As a major in social work, you would be taking classes like psych, sociology, and policy, while also learning skills in communication, advocacy, and problem solving. Even though the work can be emotionally demanding, the result is always very rewarding, as you can basically go with like the life story of the client you're helping, and being able to see that you made an actual difference in their life and how their life actually turned out can be very rewarding. Now the traditional way of becoming a licensed social worker is by passing the ASWB, which is like the main exam of becoming a licensed social worker. But there are other options too, and then one that's mainly talked about is by Jen Hirsch. And she talks about like the different paths you can take if you don't pass the test on the first time, or just like different ways in general. One option that stood out to me was getting a provisional license. So Hirsch explains that a provisional licensure currently occurs when social workers are provided with a license to engage in practice without passing the written standardized exam. It allows new social workers to practice while taking and often retaking the social work licensing exam. I currently plan to obviously like graduate with a degree in social work and eventually pursue my master's. But as much as I don't want to have to think about the possibility of not passing the exam when the time comes, it is a good like backup plan for me to have, especially as you can still practice the social work. You just have like a supervisor that's constantly watching you and stuff. And it gives you the year to like figure it out because it is like a temporary license, which I will talk about more about later. But it gives you that time to work with clients and get that real like hands-on interaction, and can possibly help you do even better on your test. And it also just being in the environment gives you that extra itch of, or like, you know, practice. And then the one thing I would say that I would like kind of critique about like her like article in particular is that although like she talks about like the different paths, she doesn't really like emphasize how a lot of them are kind of like not the best to take. Because she also talks about like portfolios and like other like ways you could take the exam, I believe. um but with the provisional license, you can only have it for a year, and it's very temporary, and it's not like a guarantee on passing the ASWB exam. So like you still have to keep that in mind, and if you don't pass the ASWB exam, you really should probably rethink about it, or maybe hypothetically, if it were to happen to me, it's something I would have to think about and have to maybe choose an alternate pathway. But that's kind of how you become a social worker, and kind of why you become a social worker. My main reason is just I want to help others, um, and see that difference. And I also think I'm very good with talking with people, which I also think should help with social work.